And that global challenge of authenticity calls for every man to wear his true identity at any point in time. Because fake will compete with originality for as long as we are here. And I think a lot of people will go for fake than originality if those that are supposed to be responsible for originality do not stand and hold themselves high. Part of the team that wanted to launch Ari was supposed to go to Canada to launch Ari when some smart guys felt because they were closer to the owner of Ari, had to shift. It wasn't because I wasn't good.
I get you.
Because the company managing it wasn't good enough. That was the sentiment that comes with the business.
Yeah.
So if you want to shop at Harrods, you must have the capacity to shop at Harrods. But if you want to go to Mushiodosha and shop, you must have that same capacity to do it. So,
hello there. Welcome to another episode of the African Business Show, brought to you by B360 Media. African Business Showcase, what we try to do is to bring industry leaders, thought leaders to share their perspective about different topics within the sector, within the economy. Before we jump right into today's episode, I'd like you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you turn on notification. We drop new content almost every other day on this channel. And make sure you go to some of our news publication, it will be in the caption, and engage, interact, ask questions. We're here for you. So let's jump right into what we have for you today. Today, I have a very, very interesting personality. And I think today, this is the first time we'll be bringing somebody within the PR space. We've done all age safety, logistics, we've done outdoor advertising, we've done auto. We've done quite a lot in South Africa. Also, we've done quite a lot of other verticals. But today, it's interesting to have somebody within the PR sector, that's the public relations sector, in the studio, Mr. Ekine. I'm correct, right? Ekine, yeah. So, but your first name?
Akonte.
Akonte. What does it mean, actually?
My father is a personal statement for him.
Okay.
Okay, it simply means I have achieved.
Yeah.
So my father was talking to himself.
Yes.
That he has achieved.
Yes.
So I, as the carrier of the name,
yeah,
I'm looking for how to become
an achiever. You've already achieved. Well, it will come to bear when we will continue subsequently as you tell us about some of the works that you've done. But before then, I want you to just give us like a general background about who you are and what you've done. Like I like to start with most guests to say, okay, maybe from the uni days, what did you study? Because we try to track that to see how that has impacted on what you're doing today.
Okay, so I am one of the very few people that went to a private polytechnic. So I went to a private polytechnic called Plateau School of Accountancy and Management Studies.
Okay.
In Jos.
Okay.
And from there, we were introduced to professional certification. So what we did basically was to go and do CIM exams after you are prepared strictly for CIM exams, NIPR, APCON, BEC, Business Economic Councils. So those are my primary
makes sense.
Qualifications and certification, basically. But I've been privileged to self-trained and read and attended LBS programs and trainings. So I'm more like an hands-on person.
I get you.
So, and everything I've read, studied, it's around communication. Marketing, communication, advertising. So I've also actually started out in an agency back then as an apprentice.
Okay, do you care to share the agency name?
MC, and it was the
second biggest
agency.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, I get you. I was reading about, I'm reading.
And the managing director then, late Mr. Victor Olaitan Johnson,
Yes.
found me worthy to be an apprentice.
Mm,
So I was privileged to study every department.
makes sense.
So I served in client service, copy, creative, media buying, planning, and eventually I was supposed to do that apprentice for like a year. Before we be confirmed, satisfy that position of a trainee executive.
Yes.
But within 6 months, I had a golden opportunity to move to a core PR firm called Corporate and Financial, now over Portal.
Okay.
So we went there. And
I think one of the ex-MCA, somebody started that. Was that the case?
No.
Or he started separately, right?
It started separately. Corporate and Financial was, I think, owned by the TBWA agency.
Yeah, okay.
So I think Madegna was the head of that.
Okay,
dream.
I get you.
So we went there and we had good jobs. We set the standard for public relations practice back then with the likes of the CMC Connect people and those things.
That would have been one of the first in that segment.
It's not the first, it's Quadrant. There are other PR agencies.
But, okay, there was Quadrant before MC.
MC,
okay.
Quadrant, there's GSP. There are a lot of PR agencies. The difference is always, let me use this opportunity to say, are you a member of that public relations consultant association?
I get you.
PR firm. And you know your onions, you should be part of that public relations consultants association of Nigeria. Because that's where the standard is drawn.
I get you.
There in that pool. Seemingly wants to play game.
Makes sense. So after that place, where did you work somewhere or you moved to start your own?
Okay, so in CNF, I got inspirations, and okay, so I stole a book how to manage a PR firm. From the man, I've returned the book though. How to manage a PR firm. I saw that book only once, and I told myself as soon as I finish reading that book, I'm going to pick it up. So I picked the book. And I had the book for like 2-3 years.
Wow.
I was reading like my Bible, trying to see how to set up a PR. So I left CNF 5 years after.
Wow.
I specifically had to leave because we've done PTF. We did the first big tech business in Nigeria was telecom. As part of that, we did privatization. When you talk about investor relations, a core player in it. I was there as a national communication consultant on privatization. So I led communications across Nigeria, roadshow activations on the subject of make everybody buy share and all those things. So 5 years after, I think I wanted to be a director. I was craving that the man would say, oh, this guy is... and this is one very sad part of the story. So he called me one day and said, you're actually not fit to be a director.
Wow.
So I almost killed myself. I had a terrible accident coming back home.
Wow.
That fired me to continue. So I said to myself, okay, if this guy is not going to be a director, I'm going to do something for him. So I learned. Fortunately, Philip Consulting was recruiting for Rosabelle. I didn't know back then that. So I applied. I was called for a chat, so we went into that conversation, extensive conversation. They said, "Are you sure you can really do this thing?" I said, well, if you give me a shot. Mr. Naja came into the meeting and said, "So it's Rosabelle." Rosabelle, I said, don't worry then. You come to our office in Arumere. So I went there 2 days after and said, they don't give letter of employment immediately. Yeah, you come in, before that
They test you first.
you get your letter.
Yeah.
So I didn't get the letter. I came, started, and I said, "This Edison Rose, you are going to Fade Street." So we went to Edison Rose. Like, oh, you will be senior consultant. It's not director. Because I was 50.
Yeah.
So you'll be senior consultant. There's another guy, Charles, and the daughter of Akonte was running the project of beach and all those things. Very funny story. So what do you think? He said, I've passed the stage of people asking me to caption pictures. I think
Yeah. Strategy.
for people, even then I don't use the word strategy. The man I'm talking to must understand. Strategy is like big English. I think for people. So I said, okay, so what will you do? He said, this picture don't even fly in Nigerian newspaper, so don't bother about me capture. I said, the audacity is too much. And he said, okay, no problem. If this is the kind of person, there's a guy in Charles Maye from Kenya, so you want to launch Gordon's Park. Dariola said you, I'm sure you probably a music guy. You know. So you have a meeting, you are going to discuss Gordon's Park. Then they also have Leo Bonnet. They are Leo Direct or something, the activation agency. Everybody has been thinking and acting on the subject. How do they launch this? And this guy from Charles Maye and Daria are particular about we need a core PR. So when we first met, they were talking, so we were speaking the language, and I said, I think we have the guy. You know, so I left that day and said, oh, this is where I'm going to get that real stuff. So we did that Gordon's Park conversation for a couple of periods, planned this, that. 6 months along the line, something really happened that really gave me that desire to say, you can't stay here and be worshiping these guys. If they don't want to work, they don't want to work. 6 months to just come and go. So I got information that DDB is searching for somebody that can do PR for them. So the person that actually went there, my friend, is not GM of school. Went there for the interview. Said, this thing these guys are talking about, I think you might have. He gave me the address of the one to I went there. I spoke with him. So man said, this is what we are looking for. So can I give you the brief? Go and work on it. Back then, now you don't know what this really changed. You know, go and work on it and bring back. And I bought a desktop in my house. Go and work on it. So, gave the information. I went to the next day. I tried the best. Third day, I said, let me go and solve it. Then I was still working. So I had to take the printed copy to him. You did this. I can't even close my eye and tell you what's inside. I'm very busy now. You can go. 2 weeks after they called, I said, can you start this work? I said, what? We want you to come and start. So we did that. I had to go back to Edison Rose to tell them that since you are not even giving me my letter of confirmation, I don't need to tell you 1 month.
Yes. So it was a blessing in disguise for you.
You might say you can't go, we will take you to this and this. So apparently I was saying to myself, when I was leaving MCNA, it was almost the same situation that am I a restless person or I just want results. So I left. So I had to beg Mr. Enyo to go. Nice guy. About the situation. I told him the situation. I said, don't worry, we'll pay you your salary and then pay them. They're in lieu stuff.
Yes.
So that I went into DDB and LG had basic PR challenge. It was a global challenge.
Wow.
So 3 months joining, I had to go to Dubai to talk the Nigerian landscape and what they need to do. But wow, to these guys, that you mean you can have this level of commitment from somebody. So we did fantastic job. By the time I was leaving LG or leaving DDB, at least I had one PR person for LG Electronics in West Africa.
Wow.
won the second best PR person for Edge Electronic globally.
Wow.
And DDB had won the best PR agency. Now that's an advertising agency called advertising.
Yeah, I get to winning PR.
Of course, the Nigerian employer and its challenges. So again, I had to leave DDB to try and do something for myself, because in the two places that I thought I'd done well, I should be getting some peeps and getting I wasn't getting it, rather I was being put. So I told myself, I think the next thing is to try and see if I could start something. And I had a guy with me in DDB. I asked him, I said, so if I'm going to do anything, he said, everything about you is PR. It's absolute. You just have to be absolute about it. And then there was a complete communication somewhere. So we now looked at the dictionary and said, just get with absolute PR. So I registered that. Absolute
That's a very, very strategic name. Very nice.
So registered that business. And I've resigned from TTB because I was suspended. Because I thought that with what I did, and I did Arungu Fishing Festival. I was the only PR person for DDB, running the PR department with one young man. And then the one MTN, I was part of it. The one Citizens Bank, I was part of it. The one Diamond Bank, I was part of it. And I'm saying we are not presenting advertising, we are presenting core PR. So I thought that with that, I should have some presence in the system in terms of recognition, but it wasn't coming. But more like I was just a number. So, and I felt it must be a good number to deliver 360 million for a company in a year. And you look around, this stapler, pin, photocopier, and so everything is coming from your head. You know, to be able to think. So I decided to make a move. And I done big job for MoneyGram too while working. So MoneyGram was to migrate from the DDB group in South Africa to FC. And FCBs
maybe global change or what?
Global change. FCB here is
center spread. Yeah.
So there is a country manager director for MoneyGram who happened to appreciate the level of work that I've done as a person and the entire DDB team. So when she heard that I was leaving, she said, no, you can't go. It's going to be difficult to push MoneyGram PR to you. But these people don't even know PR. Go and talk to Mr. A jolly good fellow, smart businessman. So there's an opportunity. What do you want? I said, I just want to do the MoneyGram. And the man was like, no, come, let's sit down. So we sat and he said, okay, so I'll give you 20% of red line.
Wow. So under the group there's red line. The PR.
Is like a certificate kept somewhere.
Yeah, I get you. Now, so we can now bring it out because of
red line. So give me 20% of red line. So you want to start a business. So it's more like a graduate school for me. You know, with all these.
I get you.
So red line was like a graduate school. So you can do business. So you can run red line. So we started red line with MoneyGram. So while we are talking MoneyGram, Skybank came in. Skybank needed flotation marketing, which is what I've done in CNN. You know, to go to the stock exchange.
Yes.
A lot of these things, because Skybank has just merged. 5 banks made Skybank. One bank, cooperative, Eco Bank. 5 different banks made Skybank.
That's 2020 to 2004. No, is it when the consolidation? 2004.
11.
Okay, it was after the main first consolidation that Skybank came through. Yeah, I get you.
So they had a culture issue, which is a typical internal PR related.
Yeah, it's disastrous. 5 culture coming together.
Bond Bank was there, and that Bond Bank was the glamour bank.
Yeah.
So the MD spoke with me when he need somebody that can bring some things. It's not about advertising. You know, they had a wonderful commander. So I now came and I said, what do you think we should do? Yes. So again, through sheer grace of God, I poured myself into that. Doing almost 200 million on Skybank. So I told myself, so we started this magic again. So it's good. So we're doing Skybank. Transcorp came in. They had a meeting at Transcorp there. They had MD that was crazy about we need to revive Transcorp. Adedayo was talking to them at Center Spread about PR. They were speaking too much of advertising until we met. Now it's not to me. Said, can you just give me a proposal? Let me see your first thing. So we spoke and like, so you have this thing, okay? So we started working. The first bill on Transcorp assignments was even managing legislators and regulators was over 100 million. So annually was like, okay, so this is like the cash cow. They will be borrowing us money. So red line was now borrowing center spread money. So at the end of the year, which is where my problem started, I started like, that is percentage profit. Now,
it's supposed to be.
Any company doesn't have money, and I like what's the meaning of that?
So what's the essence of the percentage?
So by
it doesn't make sense.
I made up my mind that give or take, no matter how much they make here, I'm taking a walk, and I'm not going to take anything. So I dusted my old absolute PR certificate in 2009, and said to myself, this is practical masterclass. Float this absolute PR. I'm to not sink. I'd rather be a dead man than to absolute PR. I'll put in everything that I've ever had, and I'm not going to depend on anybody. So, fortunately, as I was doing that, the same jockey of MoneyGram had gone into Ecobank. She called me and said, come down. What's happening? I told her my story. I said, don't worry. Philip Consulting started in a room. You know where I is now. Don't worry, just start. So she gave us one small job. That was World Cup. Ecobank had issue on using World Cup logo on their listing. So
I think I remember.
2010, South Africa.
Yeah.
So I just told them in the meeting, said, you can't use this logo. So who told you? And I think Ban One with that logo were presenting the FIFA something.
Yeah.
Who told you? And I've done some jobs with CNF on Ban One. Who told you? Say, who told you? But so if you use anything that is World Cup, you're in trouble. So we have to start looking for how
to spin it.
Yeah. I say, is this part of PR work? I said, madam, even to make you smile. But however, the solution is this. Let's run a promo. Don't say World Cup. Just say trip to South Africa. So they did a trip to South Africa with Olatawura. I think the manager in charge of that. Olatawura. Cardi Olatawura. Slim tall guy. Nice guy. He said, Ekine, you got something. Push it. So on that assignment, as somebody just starting out, I had a 10 million naira in the bank to run the advertising. I said to myself, so it's not just absolute PR. It's a complete conversation.
Yes.
So, and PR is for everybody. And advertising is a PR too. Everything about communication starts with engagement.
Yes.
So I'm not bothered about it. So I've been to places you have to say, but you said it's an absolute PR. And I asked the person, what are we doing? It's not I say we are talking. So every time you open your mouth to talk, it's PR. So from doing that Ecobank, the woman had me, so which other clients are you prospecting? But I'm trying to talk to them at Unilever. What's the process? So there's a form in my car that I need clients I've worked with. I said, am I not your client? I said, madam, as absolute PR, you have not. I said, no, go and bring it. So she signed the paper.
That's the power of solid people.
Mrs. Coker just signed that paper for me. And the next day I went to, it's painful. I can't talk to her now because some stupid people wrote nasty things about us and showing all sorts of stupidity. Influenced by the so-called people I thought are good people. But the woman, I went to Unilever with that paper, and a Kenyan again, the marketing director there, before David Okema, I'm struggling with his name, before David Okema, said, you did some work for us. I said, yes, as red line. He said, so what are you now? I said, absolutely right. He said, so what can you do similar things? I said, I can do better.
You can do it absolutely well.
I do better. I said, okay, guys, can we try this guy's new agency? At least now that it's free, can do a lot better, and then you won't give us stories. So they gave us our first close up. And that's how we got into it. I was doing close up. Then we did Life Boy, we launched 5,000 students together to wash hand at the Tafa Balewa Stadium Square.
Yeah.
And they entered the Guinness Book of Record. We did PEP students. We did Homo activation. We launched Homo. Take Shegwarize with brand regimen across Nigeria, door to door, and all those things. And of course, we started growing in different areas. That was good. But again, we never had these challenges. So when we moved on, we did telecoms, working for SpectraNet, and then smaller businesses, supposedly small. The brands are not carrying heavy names, but they are more profitable.
Yeah, tier 2 clients.
You have a brand like Reload Multivitamin, one of the best multivitamins in Nigeria now. And we launched that brand, and so the story keeps evolving as a brand. And so it got to a point that I was telling myself, okay, so who are you? Who are you? I said to myself, yeah, I like to say I'm a PR person, but I'm an evolution of reputation. So I'm more of a reputation consultant. I don't want to wear the cap of, it's a marketing communication expert. I like to say that I create a conversation around reputation. I'm trying to identify my person. I also realize that I have this soft spot for what is good and what is bad. So I started reading things up on consumer rights, and decided to do a couple of surveys. And I had issues trying to fly out of Abuja, where I was deprived, and I complained to the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, and I realized that they were not serious back then. I see a Consumer Protection Council. They were not serious. They kept pushing me up and down to see the power play. So I said, okay, maybe the best thing is to start shouting out about a good brand and a brand. So we created something called Consumers Value Award. There is another company called Brand Exchange.
Okay.
So basically what we do there is to just try and establish conversation around the rights of the consumers. Because if you look around you, consumer rights conversation happens once in a year. March 5th. Everybody goes to the radio, to TV, talk consumer rights, and that's it. After that day, you won't hear anything. So I said, okay, maybe we create something that will encourage us to talk about people voting, people. So in the last 4 years, we've created a pool of brands that we can say that consumers have voted for. And then we created a plaque. It's very special. Just the hand and the cowrie. Where people can, if you put it, I admire your office. I saw the set of plaques. I said, if I drop that my plaque, I put my plaque there. Anybody that enters will say, this is it. Yeah. It's a signature.
I get you.
It's a signature. So that has been the journey. It's actually like I'm just starting. I'm just starting.
But you've actually gone the naiad in the sense that, looking at your antecedents to where you are now, and it's absolutely interesting. So in terms of the industry generally, so the PR industry, how will you explain the current situation of things now in terms of clients' attitude towards PR. Number two, emerging opportunities, because nowadays we even talk about digital PR more anyways. Then, because of some form of, do I say barrier to entry is kind of low, how do you manage that? Because now you even have some media houses that can like do PR in that sense, where so by that I mean the regular suspect, which are supposed to be media platform that you patronize to do PR, they themselves have maybe some creative solution as a way of monetizing. So now it's absolutely, all commerce affair.
It's a bandless.
Yeah.
Not bandy,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So how has it impacted on the general size of the market, possibility and opportunities in the market? And again, the B part of it or the C part, because I'm joining several things together. But I know that you'll be able to handle that. But it's just in general, it's just an appraiser of the state of the market from that spectrum of perception or attitude of client towards it, the whole issue around fragmentation and low barrier to entry. The third to that category will now be the opportunity that exists. Are there still opportunity within the sector?
I'll start from the last. There is a big opportunity, massive. Fortunately, yesterday I was in the class called PR Hub, organized by the PR Consultants Association of Nigeria. The business head of Tech Cabal was in the session. It was an eye-opener in many areas. The opportunity is, in fact, we've not even started. Because particularly with the advent, not just technology, with AI, we have entered a new chapter of publication. And it's not just publication. The subject matter is a new chapter of reputation management. Because you are real, as I'm saying. With AI, I can create a multiple version of you, and even you will be in a state of confusion to identify yourself. There's a global challenge about authenticity. And that global challenge of authenticity calls for every man to wear his true identity at any point in time. Because fake will compete with originality for as long as we are here. And I think a lot of people will go for fake than originality if those that are supposed to be responsible for originality do not stand and hold themselves high on the platform or field that they play. That's one. Two, yes, seemingly looks like it is an all-commerce affair. Entry barrier is low. But if you are not a thinker, if you are not a writer, if you are not a deep analytical mind, you can't function in that space. Maybe if you want to be a printer, by way of you just want to carry a bag and go and print, you just want to go and say that. So there are different phases of public relation, different aspects of public relations. So where do you want to play is the critical mass for me. Because we cannot run, we are all athletes. But you want to be an expert in 100 meters. You want to do that's you want to be a sprinter, a marathoner, or just a quarter miler. So you have to define yourself. So the depth of your commitment or participation in the business or public relations or reputation management is tied to the quality that you invest in yourself. So at the end of the day, is this still an all-commerce affair? Because if you want to meet clients, you want to match the intellect of the client. And I've been privileged to at least sit in certain circles where I'm not found wanting. I'm not found wanting. Because if you talk subject A, I was part of the team that wanted to launch ARI. We were supposed to go to Canada to launch ARI when some smart guys felt because they were closer to the owner of ARI, had to shift. But it wasn't because I wasn't good.
I get you.
Because the company managing it wasn't good enough. That was the sentiment that comes with the business. So that's the second question. So what's the third one? I started with the
Yeah, so the whole idea is that the client
So the
patronage,
client
how has it been,
so
considering again within the
if you
context
go
of
to-
the
if you go to a
economy?
mall and enter a mall, you enter the shop that you think you can afford. Am I right? So that's the way it is. In the Nigerian context, people have uncles. People play up their network and people do what they think will be beneficial to them. That's one thing. And there are those that says we must go by the rule of law. There's a bidding process. Even our federal government that announced that there is the Nigerian Bureau of
The public enterprise or
Public bidding.
private
No,
BP, is it?
BP,
Yeah,
Where-
private enterprise, Bureau of Private. Yeah.
There's a bidding where everybody will go and bid. There are bidding that we don't hear of and we see results. So you can't take it away from the black man syndrome. You want to place little weights above the next person. Ultimately, what is the organization looking for? If that organization is looking for a degree of excellence and you can drive it out of that person, fine. I worked for Total at some point. I mean, absolute PR. I didn't do any bid. We didn't even get any information on the bid. Somebody just recommended us to do some things for Total. And we did their newsletter and a couple of other things with Total Nigeria. I didn't. But I told the lady, she's now in France or something. I told the lady, I said, if you don't believe that you are going to get the quality you got somewhere with us, I don't know what drove you to us. If it's not price, it's quality or something. Because we are Muslim, we are Yoruba, I'm Rivers, I'm Christian, so we don't have anything. You're a girl and you are married, I'm married, so I'm not seeing any emotional transaction.
Connection,
So the transaction is that there's a merit in absolute that I want to relate with. So it's on that basis of that merit, and you came and we did the first one, with the second one, with the third one, until your purchase department said no, they want to work with a printing shop directly, and asked if we could do the design and not pay the kind of money we wanted for design. So we ended that relationship, but it was still mutual.
Yeah, I get you.
So if you want to shop at Harrods, you must have the capacity to shop at Harrods. But if you want to go to Mushiodosha and shop, you must have that same capacity to do it. So it's all about how the client wants to be seen. And that brings me to that subject of the reputation goal an average client in Nigeria carries. It's not even with the personnel of the companies. So your company has high reputation goal. You as a staff of that company don't even think of that reputation goal. You are more interested in your personal pocket, PPG. That's what I always call it. So it's on that basis that you redefine how you manage your agency or your consulting firm, as far as you are concerned.
Makes sense. So let's go into business in general now. Let's spotlight certain issues now. So the first thing I'll ask you is, so what are the top 3 challenges that you've been through or you're going through as a business at the moment?
I think the first is finance. The second will probably be still finance. And the third is finance.
So you are the first person that will mention HR in the top 3, human resource.
Because HR, you have control. You have the control to hire and fire. And that's not even HR, that's talent management. HR is human resource. Talent management, is as far as I understand it, is a completely different ballgame. In our society, I think that if you lay your bed well, you're likely to sleep on it. Likely to sleep on it properly. However, when it comes to business environment, you need to make up your mind from day one that the same thing that is chasing you is chasing that boy and that girl that you're employing. So it's likely to be restless. It's likely to be ambitious. It's also likely to be, you will also see those that are lazy and nonchalant. So you draw the line. Do you act like this? Some people say your turnover will be high. But it's better for your turnover in terms of churn rate for your personnel to be high and you keep your head low and save yourself for BP drugs, and you are thinking that you have somebody. I flew to US for a meeting, and I had somebody on a project in Unilever. I barely landed when they started calling me.
Christ.
And the woman said, I warned you when you were going. This guy will not turn up. And it was a message.
Yeah.
It's not that he didn't turn up. That I had replaced him without telling him. So he's supposed to be there. And since you didn't see him and someone else is still there, just start dealing with the person. Later in the day, the woman said, oh, he eventually came. He said he got stuck somewhere and all those things. That is an attempt to try and manage it. You know, it's not because HR is not a problem. But I don't want to sit. I want to talk about the things I can't control.
Yeah.
I can't control finance. Because finance is that somebody has given you a job. You need money. The banks are not going to give you because you have to go and bring the head of your father. You have to bring the head of your...
It is extremely irritating.
Bank will now tell you that you can arrange a 10% monthly loan for you through somebody who has deposit with them.
It's absolute madness.
That's why I said that it's finance. And you see, human capital, you are human capital yourself. So if you want your HR to be up to speed, just consistently say, let's improve our study level to this. Let's do this, do that. Everybody will be struggling to see. So for me, I just said finance because I think in the last, I'm going to be like 15, 16 years that I've been doing this, I'm not sure there's a month I don't think about money. No matter how lean we try to be, you get a business, just is going to talk about money. Even if the bank is seeing that this guy at least consistently money goes in.
Yes. So you go there, they will tell you that they don't support your kind of business, but they remove bank charges and all those nonsense from your money. You know, in November, I had a conversation with my banker, and and they're saying that, okay, based on cash flow, that I am qualified for overdraft, but they've suspended giving overdraft. I said, what's the meaning of the nonsense?
Like this, in those days,
that was the meaning of the nonsense. But you know, the good thing now is that some other guys are coming, and banks will not see what is coming at them. They don't have an idea. See, all of these new guys, the fintech guys, they are going general now. Yeah. Like, for example, MoneyPoint and the rest now, they've given them that national license. Yeah. So they will start operating more as a bank. They are more flexible with loans, with extensions and all of that. In fact, I want to have some conversation now with them, because I can't imagine hundreds of millions flying to an account. Then when you are stuck, you are stuck. If you get a 50 million job, except you put some money aside, where exactly do you want this person to run? And you can see cash flow for 3-4 years.
The only reason people put money in Nigerian banks, between the two of us, is there is no alternative.
Yes.
And that is the problem we have in our markets. Our market is such that the average consumer actually doesn't have an alternative. What looks like an alternative is more like a pressure. So if I don't bank with a GT bank, let me drop my money in UBA. Okay, so the fintech are here. So everybody's running to the fintech because we see that. But why do you keep money and your savings account does not generate interest?
Yes.
I've never seen it anywhere. It is only in Nigeria.
It's madness.
Naira in your bank.
No, even debit you now.
At the end of the
charges,
month,
different things.
10,000 naira that is a savings account.
Yeah.
Will come to 9,000 something.
Yeah.
It's only here. And I said to myself, what is the consumer? And there's a consumer protection department in CBN. What is the message to the consumer? How do you encourage savings culture? We were taught that the way to grow your wealth is to save, to invest.
Like somebody said, they are shaving you. They are not saving. Exactly. They are just shaving off.
When you look at the bank,
shaving you off,
And they come out with all the glamour and shining suit and make you feel like they are doing you a favor. They don't even offer service. And that's a subject for us.
Yeah. It's quite painful, but so let's begin to draw it to a close. And this is the question I ask you. So you are appointed Minister of Communications or Information, or let's say National Orientation, Minister of Information and National Orientation, or Minister of Comms and Info, depending. Okay, it's Info and National Orientation that are mostly together now. So how will you design the reputation of Nigeria, considering that it is in a serious mess? Right from your neighboring country, the perception is already very, very terrible. To see you as juju people, like the Kenyans, you guys juju. South Africa, because of the kind of people they've interacted with in those countries primarily, so you are in a place you don't even expect that it should be stigmatized, or there should be some issues around perception. Then you are first cleaning up the perception, in trying to expand maybe to other African climes. So you cannot imagine how that is abroad. But
the first where you started the question from. Personally, I will refer to my article. I wrote a letter to the president that Nigeria does not need, because that the president needs a reputation management person.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that. It's a mess.
It is time to appoint a reputation management person. SA, special advisor, those they are senior.
Yes.
I'm not saying the minister, because you asking me that if I'm a minister of information communication, the minister of information cannot think reputation. I'm telling you.
But he's in charge of national orientation. Well, mostly it's political role anyway. So yeah, I get your point.
You cannot think reputation, because reputation starts from heritage. You have to start thinking heritage. You have to start thinking pedigree, and you have to have a foresight on where we are going. So a man was America's president and said we will be in the moon in 10 years' time. What was he doing? There was nothing around him that gives America that feeling that we'll be in the moon in 10 years' time. And this man said so, and it happened. That's a classic case of reputation. He puts everything in himself at stake. So let's go to Nigeria. What do we have at stake that every Nigerian can own onto? It's a beautiful country, don't get me wrong. But what do you have at stake that every Nigerian can hold on to? What is that singular heritage? Whether you are Yoruba, you are Hausa, that is running through us. Adventure, ambition, tenacity.
Never die spirit.
Do we see it in people that are our biggest influencers? I'm not from the Southwest, but there's something that is synonymous with the Yorubas, Omoluabi. Do you see Omoluabi in the lifestyle of people that are... I'm from the South. We have so much respect for our parents. In fact, in my father's house back then, you must wake up to greet your dad properly. We don't eat outside. No, these are small things that shows love. We have love in this country. Do you see it in people in power? Or you sit down and say, how can this man be heartless? How can somebody steal XYZ million of dollars? If you are talking reputation management for Nigeria, before we start talking about drawing the line, we need to do a proper analysis of our reputation at different sectors. So we introduced something called public sector evaluation in Consumer Value Awards. Let me just digress briefly before I complete on that. So we said that Nigerians should vote for public sector agency that are satisfying them. And you will see. It was the attempt was even poor. It was even poor. What are you voting for? When you cannot do simple filling of things online and get it, you have to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So the country's reputation, no matter how much we pretend to ourselves, it's on the negative. The Boala interview throws off so many things. Why people are ridiculing or laughing at the inability of the star actor not being able to respond. The big and true picture is that we have a man in power. He has questions. He might be doing well fantastically. But I was told in the Yoruba culture, who is your father? And branding 101 is about what is your heritage. So when you talk reputation is all about who are you? What identity do you carry? So if you want to change the narrative outside, have you asked yourself, what are the narratives inside? We talk about storytelling, we talk about Nollywood, Bollywood, and all the woods in the world. In our family, on our streets, what story are we telling ourselves? If you don't tell a good story, I grew up somewhere in Surulere. Back then, the man's house that is there, I can go there and watch TV. And that same man has almost the same right as my father to flog me to by his PA. It's called collective child training. You can't do collective child training anymore.
Yeah.
Because we are decided.
Even the teachers cannot really the discipline level is to an extent, you know.
So we want to be like the whites, but we are not even following the basics of the whites. And the human environment talks about discipline. What you give out is what they will see to tell your story. So what is the framework we should be talking about? Let's sit down and do a family meeting and ask ourselves, all the big men that are stealing money, what have you done to them? You have not done anything to them. So what reputation are you thinking that they are going to tell anybody outside? Somebody sang a song and said, if you don't have money, hide your face. Do you know what that statement is? Whether you have money or not, the most important thing about you is that you can display wealth. So so we have a president that made a joke of dignity in labor. I'm not a political person, but as far as I'm concerned, when you ridicule people that are working diligently and responsibly, you've also told the world that you don't care about people. So if you box this conversation as a nation, national orientation is trying, they are sending out messages. But my brother, advertising doesn't solve problem. It only creates awareness that you can get this here. But if I go to the general hospital, like I went to check somebody yesterday, and the man has spent over ₦1 million to treat, to get attention, to get a bed, to all the money is paid, and he's a staff of the Lagos state government. He got bonds, electrical bonds, and he has spent that kind of money.
Wow.
What reputational capital do you think his children will take away from that experience? When institutions don't show concern and don't give the expected value, the reputation will not be what it is. We can be fine and look good outside, but internally and mentally, people are already saying it is better to be here. So we produce films, and those films are supposed to be our biggest, supposedly, or seemingly biggest platform to tell our stories. The Nigerian Film and Censors Board has a primary responsibility and say, let's sit down together. This is the direction
narrative
that we want stories to go. No matter any film you do. There was a time when you watch some good films from Nollywood. What do you see? Homosexuality. You will see the messages properly. They are called Censors Board. So all film goes through them. So why don't you say this is our vision? So now, as Nigeria, we have a good flag. But do we have a vision that each ministry can cascade and interpret? When I was doing oral health, they were struggling about oral health policy for Nigeria. Companies were sponsoring it. Should companies be struggling to sponsor oral health policy? Or shouldn't it be natural for Nigerian dental association to see the Ministry of Health and the Nigerian Medical Association to say, this must happen, and these are the frames to get it done. So when we look at our reputations, it's like a big thing. Let's bring it down to our level. Bring it down to your level. Ministry of Education. This same country said they should not do history again. Now they've thrown back history. This same country said they should not do mathematics.
Somersault.
You know. So your policy flip-flop alone is not even helping you. So we say reputation management, reputation. The country needs a reputation management. But if you are going to talk reputation management, you will start with your reputation. And you will admit your reputation. And you will tell yourself, okay, I want to clean up this reputation. So show me your child, which is what the Yoruba man will say. And when they see the child, say, who is your father? My father is a farmer. Your father is a farmer means there's an identity of responsibility in that lineage. Of dignity. They are not saying how much is your father worth. Who is your father? So by the work of your father, we can tell you this is what you. So in African perspective, our brothers see us from the way we present ourselves. So we can't change it until we change how we present ourselves. If you, I don't need to go to your house to know if you're a nice guy. I sat in your office. I have seen some great pictures, some of the books I like to read, some of the things. So it tells me that, oh, this man is going to be either an Efiko or someone that likes to just, is a collector or something. So your person, and when I say your person, the personality of Nigeria, as mixed as we are, is a loving personality. But the story we are telling, because we are in the days where we are our storyteller. You know, gatekeeping has gone.
Yes. So, social media
we are telling,
has thrown that off the window. Yeah.
So it's when you go online and say, this country is full. The man that has not been to the country, this country is.
I get you.
And he ticked it.
Like, you go to Facebook, you are seeing reels. Everything is about sex, knack. I'm like, yesterday I just what's really happening to us? Is it that we're deranged mentally, that we can't come up with intellectual peace and all of that? But why are we doing rubbish?
The views.
Everybody in the name of content creating is just doing rubbish.
That's the view.
Especially on Facebook is absolutely appalling.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah, it's
when you see those with the high numbers, there's nothing
just
mentally
crazy.
Understand? There's nothing mentally.
Yes.
So everybody wants a soft life. But like I say, to get a soft life, you must have invested in yourself to be able to get that kind of soft life. And the man that tells you he's having a soft life, like 50 cents, everything he's using to pose is borrow pose. So you have to decide if you want to be original or fake. And because life is a marathon, I will always tell everybody, stay as much as possible original. Keep yourself authentic, and eventually you will arrive at a nice destination. But if you say fake it till you make it, you might likely have that challenge. So when we go to the subject of Nigerian reputation, we are at a crossroad. And I see eminent Nigerians, reputable pen pushers, abusing each other on the social media. And what does that tell us about the reputation of the country? The people that are selling this country, their character does not match the message. And the message is what people are seeing. And when they see the message and they see the character that is selling the message, they are left with a decision. Which one should I choose? And so I flew into Accra. And the man said, I don't have yellow fever. And I said, I'm not bound to have yellow fever card here. That I'm West Africa. He said, no, I must do. I said, yellow fever, actually, I have it. This is it. He said, no, I'm not a Nigerian. I should drop something. I said, let me go back. Unfortunately, I came for a program. I said, let me go back. because he has profiled me as a I don't know more than to drop.
Yeah.
So I went to Nairobi. They delayed us at the airport. They said the yellow fever vaccine that we did is fake. I said I took this thing at the airport.
Yeah.
And I took my injection before I collected this thing. The guy said, no. I said, why are you doing this thing? They put us in a room.
Yeah, I did. They did it for me once. They say it's not. It does not have scan whatever.
After some time, one guy said, "This guy just wants. I just give him one of these. So the guy gave $10. Man said, "No, it's $100." Because this guy wants to give you something. That me, I will sleep here. My program is 3 days.
Yeah,
I will sleep here for 3 days and enter my plane and go back. When the people that came to pick us up the airport started outside, they were making noise that they need to see us because we on our phone.
Yes.
I said, are you that important? I said, it's not about importance. People.
Yeah.
So the cab is outside and he's calling me. So I said, what are you going to do? I said, this is Kenya. There is law. And the law says I need to do the vaccine and I've done it. This is it. And I was going to say, you know, we better Nigeria.
Imagine.
Because he has
the perception is already there. You know, we can really go on and on and on and discuss, you know. Yeah.
Solution? It's like Lagos State government is trying to do, let's clean, let's go back to Saturday cleaning. I think that is the kind of solution in every household. Let's be asking ourselves, are you proud as a parent to see your child behave like this?
That's profound, and I hope that someday we'll be able to crack it. I think we'll still need to have a sequel conversation in the nearest future. But thanks for coming. We really appreciate you, Mr. Ekine.
Thank you for the
Thank you so much. Well, this has been a very interesting conversation. Of course, we are a storyteller, so you see that the way the interview ran, I didn't even interject. I didn't interject like normal question because I was really leaning into the world of knowledge and, you know, how you're able to navigate some of these points. And I really appreciate it. It's been a very, very interesting conversation. For me, what people don't understand is that I set this up as my own learning and survey platform, you know, like you're picking from different places, you know, insights, something that you have been thinking about clicks in a moment of conversation. And that's the essence of the African Business Show. It's supposed to be a very casual, relaxed conversation that people can lean on and learn from experts within their sector. And of course, it cascades more into the larger business climb to say, what can we learn? What can we pick here? And there will be commonalities. There will be that point of differentiation also that will eat you on another level. And I think we've been able to achieve that with this episode. Thank you so much for coming. Guys, this is it on another episode of African Business Show. But please, like I said, please follow us across all social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need to get to 5K in the next couple of days, right? So that we can share more content, we can do more stuff. And turn on notification so that as our content drop almost every other day, you'll be the first to know. Thanks for joining in. Keep flying. Take care. Thanks.